You and I might sit in different seats, but we both work in the results business. We plan, we strategize, meticulously putting pieces together to be our best. But when the last light goes out, the only thing that counts is execution. The ability to calculate and adapt and make split-second decisions is what defines us. Spot a gap, defend position, hit the mark. Because if you so much as clip a curve, break a fraction too late, it can be over in an instant.
Massive accident!
Red flag.
But when you pair the right strategy with flawless execution, well, the results take care of themselves. SAP, bring out your best.
Please welcome to the stage, Klein.
Wow. When I look around, there is no doubt that the SAP family is getting bigger and bigger every year. Welcome to Sapphire 2024. Welcome to our dear customers, partners, and analysts. And of course, also a very warm welcome to the thousands of people joining us virtually. It's great to be back in Orlando, and I'm very happy to have for the next 2 days the whole SAP family together from over 100 countries in the world. Can you actually remember your first Sapphire? Whether it's your first or you have been here many times, Sapphire is always a great source of inspiration. Not only because of the CEO keynote, which will be inspirational today, but also because we come together to network, to share best practices, to learn from each other, and, not to forget, to celebrate our joint success. And this is why I love Sapphire. I love the passion, I love the energy on the show floor. But this year, it's going to be a very special Sapphire, because we are entering a new phase of AI with endless possibilities for all of us. And in the next 2 days, we are going to show you how you can make the most out of this decisive moment for your company. Or to put it in simple terms, how we can support you to bring out your best. Today, you can expect many great announcements and some great customers and partners on stage. So, let's get started. First, let me say, with immense pride and appreciation, thank you to our over 40,000 developers. They did a tremendous job to build the most powerful platform to transform businesses. Just look at the technical evolution. Moving from an ERP system that enabled transactions in real time to our modular and integrated cloud ERP with embedded AI, so that you can run intelligent, connected, and sustainable enterprises. We promised this to you, and even more important, we delivered. And now, the technical evolution continues by using the power of generative AI across our stack to once again revolutionize how businesses are run and how end users will work in the future. Let's waste no time and jump right into our AI stack with many exciting announcements. Starting with Joule, our latest addition to the SAP family, who gets these days a lot of care and love from our developers. Joule will be your digital assistant, spanning across all our solutions. Joule will become our new front end, our new UX and will turn your words into action to become the biggest productivity engine for every SAP end user. And why can we say this with confidence? Because we analyzed. We analyzed in detail which tasks are over 300 million end users are performing with our cloud software every day. And today, I can announce that by the end of this year, 80% of the most used tasks will be managed via Joule. As a result, the same 300 million users will do their work 20% more productively and with higher quality. Let me share with you some examples. Joule will manage tasks in order management to create and change orders, and will take over subsequent billing and cash collection activities. In finance, a chief accountant can close the books much faster, as Joule will help to manage standard compliance checks, regardless which accounting guideline you have to adhere to. But we don't stop here. Joule will also turn into a very powerful analytical engine to create insightful reports for finance, for HR, for other parts of your businesses. Joule will also offer strategic recommendations by having access to the broadest B2B data model in the tech industry, which includes finance, HR, supply chain, sales, and ESG data from thousands of customers. Based on this data treasure and the ability to find performance patterns in your business, Joule will provide recommendations to collect cash faster, make smarter supply chain and procurement decisions. Joule is ready for prime time and will be delivered out of the box to all our cloud customers. And today, we are going even further to deliver a truly differentiated experience to your employees. We are proud to announce that we are integrating Copilot for Microsoft 365 with Joule. This two-way integration is the only one in the industry so deep that no matter which Copilot you use, it's one experience. You're going to see more about that in the afternoon in the innovation keynote. But we don't stop here. Let's move from the UX to the business process layer. SAP is the only tech company who can infuse AI capabilities directly into your business processes and workflows. Other tech companies are trying to build an additional workflow and automation layer on top of the SAP landscape, or trying desperately to integrate individual AI use cases without having any deeper understanding of the underlying data and security model. Don't do this. Our use cases are pre-trained, embedded in the workflow of your applications, and can be consumed out of the box. Today, we have over 50 embedded use cases. And Mohammed and Jürgen and I have the handshake that we will double the number of AI use cases by the end of this year. Another example, take document management. I'm sure in your company, hundreds of end users are screening thousands of documents, like contracts or invoices. Now, our AI document extraction service will do the screening and the data entry into the SAP system in seconds, without any human intervention. We prioritized the use cases with the biggest impact on your P&L to unlock 10% of revenue growth and 20% additional productivity. Please reach out to our teams. Ask for an AI discovery workshop to make sure you select the AI use cases with the highest impact on your P&L. But we don't stop with embedding AI, because we are aware that your businesses have sometimes very unique requirements. And to fulfill these unique requirements, we offer our Gen AI Hub, where customers and partners can develop their own use cases. What differentiates our Gen AI Hub? First, full flexibility to choose from the broadest set of large language models, GPT-4o, Google Gemini, Anthropic, or your own large language model. And all of these large language models benefit from a deep integration into our data and identity layer via BTP. And the best, you can consume all of this via one single contract. More than 80 partners working on hundreds of use cases. An example, PwC developed a very powerful AI engine to actually auto-generate comments and analysis to your complex financial statements. In my life, I have done a lot of financial analysis, but I have to say kudos to PwC, this engine is really damn good. AI is a very powerful technology with huge opportunities for our businesses and employees. This is why it is so important to offer responsible AI. And today, we are going to announce that we are among the first tech companies to adhere to UNESCO's AI principles. We have been working on AI since over 5 years. Many machine learning and predictive AI use cases have already been delivered and enjoy high adoption. 27,000 customers use SAP Business AI, and thousands of those have already started to use our Gen AI capabilities. Here's a snapshot of the most important brands like Mercedes and Vodafone that get real results from our AI every single day. Now, let us demonstrate how technology like AI will turn into real business outcomes for the different personas in your enterprise, starting with the CIO. This CIO is oftentimes seen as the enabler for transforming the company. So there is huge pressure on every IT organization to apply new technology to deliver fast outcomes. But it is wishful thinking that just by applying new tech, the company magically will increase efficiency or accelerate growth. We have seen it many times. I have seen it many times. Every successful transformation needs technology, but also depends on the openness for change, the willingness to simplify business processes, because not every process needs 20 different versions of it. But I have walked into many boardrooms. And does this look familiar to you? When you ask, who is willing to change? Let's get the complexity out of the company. All hands are up. But what I also have seen oftentimes afterwards, this problem, that suddenly when change comes to you, and you have to drive change management, and in order to get the change done, suddenly all hands are down in a second. Don't. It hurts. It hurts because this change resistance leads to complex, non-harmonized business processes. And as a result, in heavily modified ERP systems, which are super difficult and expensive to upgrade. To solve this challenge, we launched RISE with SAP 3 years ago. It's already 3 years. A business transformation offering focused on the redesign of your business models, adapting to the best practices in your industry, the simplification of end-to-end processes, to remove modifications and move to a clean core. A clean core is a modification-free cloud ERP, which we can always keep on the latest release, where we can infuse innovations on the fly without time and, very important, cost-intensive ERP upgrades. RISE is a tremendous success for our customers. Over 6,000 customers have selected RISE with SAP, and we are running over 110,000 systems. But even more important for you, compared to the customers who have gone the easy way and have decided to host a legacy ERP system on a cloud infrastructure, WISE customers have 40% less modifications in their ERP landscape. And every year, we are managing already thousands of upgrades, non-disruptive, and infuse new innovations like business AI into the processes of our customers. And today, we are going even one step further. And I'm very happy to announce the next evolution of WISE. First, we are going to assign an enterprise architect to all our existing and new WISE customers. Consider this enterprise architect as your new best friend in business. The enterprise architect will be your guide following the WISE methodology across the whole life cycle. For example, your new best friend in the early phase of a WISE project, very important, will have a huge focus together with your partner on process simplification. A really deep fit-to-standard analysis, which is make or break. In the migration phase, the enterprise architect will ensure that we are really moving to our North Star architecture, that we are using the business technology platform as standard integration platform. By the way, it's an open platform also to non-SAP applications, and that we are using the BTP also as extension platform. Because you need integration, but you don't need integration via modifying ERP. These times are over. So, on top of every WISE project, we will also now deliver an integrated set of tools, including our recent acquisition, LeanIX, Signavio, and our cloud application lifecycle management, to ensure that every step along the way you can manage the process, the system, and the data layer in complete harmony. In tomorrow's customer keynote, looking at Scott and Thomas, we will show you live on stage with our customer Hitachi High-Tech how this will work going forward. Here's a snapshot of some of the thousands of customers who have already selected WISE. But it's also very important to mention, our partners play an important role in our WISE offering to make sure we run your mission-critical workloads in a highly secure and in a highly reliable cloud environment. Thousands of customers have selected AWS for WISE with SAP. AWS is clearly one of our biggest and best WISE partners. And now I'm really, really excited to welcome on stage the CEO of Amazon Web Services, Matt Garman. Matt, first of all, great to have you with us, and congrats on your new role.
Thank you, and thank you for having me. It's great to see everybody, and really nice to be here.
I mean, for those of you who might not know, AWS and SAP, we are great partners since over 16 years. But we are also very proud that Amazon runs on SAP and that more and more organizations within Amazon use WISE for their own transformation. Tell us a bit more, Matt, about why does Amazon run on SAP and what is the experience with our platform?
Yeah, and thank you. And it has been a fantastic partnership over the years and continues to get bigger and bigger over time. So thank you. And that includes using SAP inside of Amazon, as you mentioned. And inside of Amazon, there are several organizations that use SAP. Teams like Twitch and Zappos use it for mission-critical workloads. Just last week, we actually announced that Kuiper, which is our ambitious program to deliver broadband access to many underserved communities all around the world via a satellite network, chose RISE on SAP. Now, Kuiper is this broadband internet access that's going to need 3,000 satellites all around the world in order to provide this service. And if you think about needing to launch and manufacture 3,000 satellites over the next couple of years, that means we have to manufacture and deliver a couple of satellites every single day. That is an incredibly complex task. That requires a global supply chain. It requires manufacturing and high-tech parts from all over the world. And SAP Rise is what helps us manage that and keep track of all of those pieces. Super important for us, and it allows the Kuiper team to take advantage of SAP's business AI capabilities as well.
Yeah.
All, of course, powered on AWS and our global secure infrastructure, of course.
Important, important. And look, I mean, just to build on that, when Kuiper reached out, they needed a software, a system, a platform to scale their business, especially in the manufacturing and supply chain area. The business, IT, the partner, and our architects were sitting together to combine the needs of the business reflected in our software run on AWS. Our Rise offering also includes the best of the best technology across the stack. Now, thousands of customers have selected AWS and SAP to run their mission-critical workloads. What are the main reasons for our joint customers to do that?
Yeah, thanks. And thank you to many of you who are AWS and SAP customers out there. And you're right, the momentum is actually incredible between the two companies. We have customers like Aflac and Hyundai and Kia, HP Inc., Zurich Insurance, many customers and thousands more running Rise on AWS today. And there's a couple reasons for that. Let's take an example of somebody like Moderna. Now, many of us are familiar with Moderna, who, fortunately for all of us, was one of the first to come out with a COVID-19 vaccine, which is awesome. And if you think about Moderna, they started on AWS from the very first time. And one of the things they look for in their cloud infrastructure is how do they develop life-saving vaccines, but how do they do it quickly? Now, they've entrusted AWS since the very first time that they started the company, but now they're also using Rise on AWS to support their continued growth and innovation. And it's customers like this. If you think about what they need, number one, security, they need absolute reliability of that infrastructure, and they need great performance and scale in order to deliver what they need. And that scale is a super important one. Actually, just last week, we announced the GA of our latest high-memory EC2 instance. It's the first virtualized cloud instance to support 32 terabytes of memory. So the ability to support the very largest SAP workloads out there, and that's generally available today for all of our Rise customers. So as you can tell, we have a long history of innovating together. AWS was the very first place that SAP ran in a cloud environment, and we'll continue to innovate together as part of this great partnership.
Matt, you wouldn't imagine how many customers waited for this 32 terabyte machine. But anyway, look, Moderna, by the way, I mean, what a success story. During COVID, the business obviously needed to ramp up. AWS, SAP on their side, not only to scale up their compute, but also helping them to keep the supply chains resilient. And now they are on an ongoing journey to a modification-free cloud ERP. Now, AWS is not only powering Rise, our platform, but it's also powering SAP Business AI across the stack. I talked about Joule. I talked about our Gen AI Hub. Yep. How are the AWS capabilities in detail contributing to our Business AI?
Yeah, well, first, we're proud to power Joule and your Generative AI Hub, so we're excited about that. And you're right, the customer opportunity out there in AI is massive. It wouldn't be a tech conference if we didn't talk about AI, so I'm glad you brought it up, thank you. But if we think about that, look, I've talked to a lot of customers out there who are thinking about how do I go build AI applications? And when I think about it, there's a couple things they think about. First, I need model choice. 2, I need cost controls. These things can get really expensive. And 3, I need security. And so if you think about what AWS delivers, we deliver this across, we call kind of 3 layers of the stack when you think about AI. The first is you need a very high performance infrastructure at the base layer of that stack to really support all of your training and inference workloads. Second, you need an awesome set of tools in order to go build AI applications. If you're out there building an application, you need to have tools that can allow you to have security and compliance guardrails and capabilities and build agents and use multiple models together. And at the third layer of the stack, you're going to need generative AI applications that come from both AWS as well as many of our partners like SAP. And so we're proud to partner with you on all 3 layers of this stack. Now, if you think about that base layer of the stack, that's the high-performing infrastructure stack. AWS has by far the best performing, most secure infrastructure for running AI workloads. We're the best place to run GPU and Nvidia-based workloads by far, and and I'm proud to announce that SAP is a partner using our custom developed Trainium and Inferentia instances, which use Amazon's own processors that for certain workloads can save you up to 50% of your costs over other EC2 instances. Now, at that next layer up the stack, you think about, you have a really high-performing infrastructure. What is that application layer that helps you go build applications? And this is where a lot of our partnership and integration is happening. We have a service called Amazon Bedrock. It's a fully managed service that makes it super easy for you to go build generative AI applications. We give you a choice of high-performing foundational models, so you can pick the very best model or combine different models to build the application you're looking for. And we give you the ability to do things like guardrails so that you can have responsible AI, so that you can have privacy and security, you can have compliance, you can do all of those things, you can test the best models. Now, we're super excited today to announce that Bedrock is being integrated in with SAP's Generative AI Hub. So now, SAP customers can take the best of Bedrock, all of those capabilities to go build a generative AI application that includes access to the very best models, including Anthropic's Claude 3 models and Amazon's own Titan foundational models. And you can take those models and then combine them with the data that you have inside of your SAP systems to build fantastic new applications yourself, all customized with the Bedrock toolset.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Matt. And indeed, we are putting our engineering teams really closely together to really give the best business AI across the stack. Now, talking about BTP and HANA Cloud. And I can remember we talked 2 years ago about what can we do for the scalability, the performance, and the sustainability of our cloud environment. So we decided, and now today we are going to announce it, that BTP, HANA Cloud, including DataSphere, will run in the future on ARM-based processors, AWS Graviton.
Yeah.
What can our customers expect from a performance and sustainability perspective?
Well, it's awesome, and thank you very much for leaning into Graviton. It's super exciting. I remember when we first started talking about that many years ago.
Yes.
And so for those of you who don't know, Graviton is the AWS custom-produced line of processors that are based on ARM, and they deliver meaningfully better price performance than comparable opportunities. You mentioned sustainability, super important to everybody out here, and Graviton actually uses 60% less energy compared to an x86 comparable processor. Awesome for all of you that are focused on your carbon footprints out there. And you all were very early adopters of Graviton, and you saw those performance gains. You actually get markedly better performance, just straight up performance at a lower cost. It's an awesome platform, and super excited to see the new applications coming to Graviton, and in particular BTP. And speaking of BTP, I also want to mention that really excited that I think just yesterday we launched a BTP edition of our AWS SAP SDK. That allows all of you developers out there to much more easily build and combine BTP capabilities with all your various other AWS services and AWS environments that you're building on. I'm super excited about this. I think it really shows that tight integration and the engineering partnership that we have together. And frankly, I'm thrilled about the future of our partnership together and how all of you can take advantage of that. There's several things about AWS here in the show, so I encourage all of you to check those out while you're here. But mostly I'm excited about our partnership and what we're able to deliver for joint customers.
Yeah, and Matt, I want to thank you for your personal commitment to our partnership. We talked about it, we delivered. That's super important. And also I want to thank the entire Amazon team for this great partnership we are having since so many years. Thanks a lot, Matt.
Awesome, thank you. Thanks, everyone.
And now over to Julia to the show floor.
Hello, and I'm coming to you live from the Central Showcase here on the floor, where you can see how SAP's cloud portfolio enables the end-to-end lifecycle of a microprocessor. Now, Christian and Matt talked about how RISE with SAP can serve even the largest and most complex customers. Now, Grow with SAP is our other cloud ERP offering that is optimized for mid-sized companies as well as subsidiaries of larger organizations. And Grow with SAP delivers that fast time to value by bringing together our AI-infused SaaS ERP, tools, services, training, and community to guide your success. And we have customers in over 50 countries who are running their companies on Grow with SAP. And they're experiencing that fast time to value, new competitive advantages, and great results with Grow's ready-to-run capabilities. But we're not stopping there, of course. Today, we're announcing that Grow with SAP Premium will include SAP Sales Cloud capabilities and SAP Concur Expense at no additional charge. So whether it's managing your finances, managing your sales pipeline, or managing your expenses, Grow with SAP has you covered. And if you're using RISE or with Grow, the BTP is the best way to extend these solutions. The BTP provides that full range of capabilities to extend, integrate, and customize your cloud ERP in a native way, and importantly, get the most out of your data with SAP DataSphere and HANA Cloud. But BTP is also at the core of our business AI offering. Within BTP, we've established the AI Foundation. It's that all-in-one toolkit designed for developers. And the toolkit provides ready-to-use AI capabilities, customization options, and deep grounding in business data. The AI Foundation is the driving force behind the AI capabilities across the entire SAP portfolio. And for building those custom AI solutions that Christian talked about, customers and partners can now use the Gen AI Hub that is part of the AI Foundation. The Gen AI Hub provides a playground for businesses to deliver AI-powered innovations that work natively with SAP systems. So to talk more about the latest in AI, let's go back to Christian on stage.
Yeah, thank you, Julia. It was actually, yeah, please. It was actually around about 2 years ago where I met one of the greatest innovators, the founder and CEO of Nvidia, Jensen Huang. The meeting was actually planned for only 30 minutes, but it took much longer because we brainstormed how Nvidia and SAP can make an impact on millions of people with business AI. Now, our teams have delivered on this vision, and now we have to talk about it. Therefore, I'm super excited to welcome Jensen joining us live from Asia. Good. Jensen, hello. Welcome to Asia.
Christian, from Taiwan. It's very nice to see you.
It's good to see that the technology works, I have to say. Jensen, our companies have a long history, both as partners and customers. And we are very proud that SAP runs Nvidia's core business processes. So in finance, in supply chain, in logistics, you're using the business network to connect millions of suppliers in your supply chain. You're also a wise customer to ongoingly support your transformation. Jensen, I learned you are a great SAP expert in our conversation, so I have to be careful. But what is, from your perspective, the main reason why so many parts of Nvidia's business run on SAP?
Well, first of all, NVIDIA builds one of the most complex systems in the world, and we have one of the most complex supply chains in the world. We build AI supercomputers, AI factories, GPUs, CPUs, NVLink switches, Ethernet NICs, InfiniBand NICs, Ethernet switches, InfiniBand switches, enormously complicated systems. In fact, I'm here to unite the entire ecosystem of Taiwan because it takes the entire ecosystem of Taiwan companies to build these AI infrastructures for the world. Our latest Blackwell system has 600,000 parts, Christian. 600,000 parts, 3,000 pounds. The interconnect that connects 72 Blackwell GPUs, which are the largest chips ever made, the most complex packaging ever done, has 2 miles of cables that connects 72 GPUs together. The cable tray, the cables, weigh nearly 100 pounds alone. And all of this has to be delivered to some 100 different customers, CSPs, GPU cloud service providers, OEMs, ODMs, enterprises all over the world. Blackwell is off to an amazing start. And all of that entire supply chain, all of our bill of materials, all of our forecasting systems, all of our build plans, all of those 600,000 parts, some 40 different manufacturers, all managed under SAP. Without SAP, I know, it's starting to scare you already. The entire world is on your shoulders, my friend. We have to deliver.
Yeah.
And so anyways, this is the beginning of a new computing age, the beginning of a new industrial revolution, and that's why I'm here, to
Jensen,
unite the entire ecosystem of Taiwan so that we can deliver. And it's all 100% in SAP.
Jensen, if you would have time, I would like to take you to all of our SAP customers. But anyway, so you are a great customer, but we're also great partners. In March, we announced how Nvidia and SAP will deliver Joule and embedded AI as part of RISE with SAP. Today, we bring our partnership to the next level. Today, we revolutionize the work of 6 million developers and consultants working in our ecosystem. Today, we are super proud to announce Joule for consultants and Joule for developers. Jensen, please share your thoughts.
Well, one of the most amazing breakthroughs in large language models and generative AI is that we've managed to learn the representation of almost any language. But of course, English and German and Chinese and Japanese and all those languages are very useful. But the most valuable languages are in fact the proprietary languages. In our company, the most valuable language is CUDA. At SAP, the most valuable language is ABAP. These are not languages that you can learn on the internet. These are languages that you can only learn with the proprietary data of SAP, the proprietary data of Nvidia. And this is the really phenomenal, groundbreaking capability that we've delivered together. Through Joules, we've created some amazing generative AIs that understands the language of SAP, that understands the language of supply chains, that understands the language of ERP systems, so that we have a specialist, an agent, an AI to help us to do all the things that we want to do to manage our business. So this is what Joules is, and I'm super excited that we work together to create Joules.
And because seeing is believing, let's welcome Philip Hatzig, our Chief AI Officer, to show us how software will be developed and implemented in the next phase of AI. Philip.
Thanks, Christian. Now imagine we could all accelerate our SAP projects by 30% and implement SAP solutions faster than ever before. And this is why we are so excited to introduce Joule's latest consulting capability. We gave this earlier this year to 4,000 internal consultants within SAP, and what we've observed is that they can save up to 2 hours every day on finding the right information. And why can they do this? Because we've put 50 of our certification programs and content, more than 200,000 pages and images, as well as 2 terabytes of curated community content and best practices into Joule, supercharged by Nvidia's technology for a phenomenal question answering. Now, if we apply this productivity gain to our million-strong consulting ecosystem, that's a whopping 600 million working hours we can avoid every year, compressing our transformations to the cloud. And in addition, the feedback was fantastic. 80% gave very positive feedback on the usual things, on customization, configuration with Rise and Grow. Now, retrieving best practices and project-specific recommendations is already great for a consultant, but every now and then we need a little bit of ABAP code to provide some custom business logic. ABAP, and this is why we are super thrilled about the latest edition of ABAP code generation in Joule as well, which again lifts up your productivity in the future by 30% to generate, understand, and test modern ABAP cloud code, giving you all the tailwind you need to get rid of your legacy code and extensions and build and develop modern, clean core ABAP cloud with a click of a button. This technology is based on additional large language model training of our latest S/4HANA cloud code, 250 million lines of code, and using Nvidia soft and hardware as well as StarCoder model. And now I'd like to show it to you. Now, for the purpose of the demo, imagine I'm a consultant from the parent company, and instead of doing the traditional end-of-season sale, the business came to me and said, like, hey, can we not do some dynamic pricing based on some local weather condition? And let's do what every consultant would do these days. We got to use ChatGPT for sure. So I'll prompt ChatGPT with, how do I configure pricing conditions in S/4HANA Cloud? And that looks good at the first glance, but if you take a closer look, unfortunately, it's already outdated on the first step. We've retired Manager Solution back in August 2020 in favor of what we now call Central Business Configuration. So there must be a better way. So let's open Joule and prompt Joule with exactly the same thing. And what you can see here, that ain't look too shabby. So it has a very specific instructions. It has direct links to my apps because it knows the landscape information of my SAP enterprise architecture and way more. It even guides me to some learning content, so I can go in and I can read all that stuff. And that's a lengthy learning, so I don't have time to do that now, but I want to learn something more about step 6, which is actually the custom business logic. I can prompt Joule again and say, tell me more about step 6. How do I build this custom logic? And, well, again, spot on. Even a screenshot of the specific custom logic app in S/4HANA Cloud Public Edition. Again, very specific instructions, so I can directly go to the custom logic, and now I have to provide the ABAP code. Unfortunately, it's an empty editor, and also my ABAP is a little bit rusty since I'm doing this AI thingy. And the good news is I have this new trick, again in Joule, to just prompt it. And by the way, what you can see is no matter where I am, it retains the context, right? Remembers where you are. So I can now just prompt it again and say, generate me some ABAP code that decreases prices dynamically for every 2 degrees that the temperature is increasing. So let's do that and let our fine-tuned large language model spit out exactly the ABAP code I need. I can now copy it, put it over. Of course, I could now modify it and change it to whatever I need, and now just save and publish. Business requirement done. All with clean core principles with ABAP Cloud, and we can't wait to see what you are going to do with it. And with that, back to Christian. Thank you.
Let's connect the dots. Did you see what Joule for developer and consultants did? And when we talked a moment ago about the clean core, this is how you're going to see how we will massively accelerate your journey to a modification-free cloud ERP. Accenture, Deloitte, PwC, they're our first partners who are already testing Joule for developer and Joule for consultant. And they are giving us fantastic feedback. Now, what Nvidia and SAP did together, we really worked together to power new supply chain capabilities by embedding the Nvidia Omniverse into our solution. And how this will work, we have a video together with BMW and Etosha, so let's roll the video.
BMW Group is adopting AI and digital twin technologies to help maximize sustainability and efficiency. Here, they're planning a new robotic work cell in their factory. This cell requires additional compressed air for pneumatic grippers, so the plant manager evaluates installing a larger, more efficient compressor from Kaiser compressors. A Kaiser sales rep describes the requirements using natural language in SAP Intelligent Product Recommendation. AI analyzes these requirements and recommends the most suitable compressors. The plant manager can then inspect each compressor or even drop it into their virtual factory to visualize them in full context, in either a web browser or spatial computing device. With Nvidia platforms, SAP is reimagining business processes with AI, helping customers make more accurate decisions faster than ever.
Yeah, so thanks a lot. Also thanks to Jensen for the great partnership. As I said, this started 2 years ago. We put our engineering teams to work, and now we can deliver so many fantastic innovations for you, our customers. And for now, back to Julia to show us what kind of further innovations we are driving with other great partners in our ecosystem. Over to you, Julia.
Now, spatial computing is becoming a productivity driver for so many of our customers. And SAP and our partners, and you saw in that video, are investing in new ways to help customers get the most out of spatial computing innovations. And SAP and Apple have worked together for over 30 years. And here to talk more about how we are partnering on spatial computing, please help me welcome VP of Vision Products Group at Apple, Mike Rockwell. Thanks for joining, Mike. Great to have you. Our partnership really is leading the way for how enterprises can apply spatial computing to meaningful business outcomes. So Mike, I'd love for you to talk a little bit about spatial computing innovation, but particularly how it's helping businesses transform.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I've been working on this project at Apple for many years, and Apple Vision Pro is a revolutionary spatial computer. Before I can speak about partners like SAP and Nvidia, I'd like to take a quick moment to really define what spatial computing is and what it's all about. So spatial computing is the seamless blending of digital content with your physical space. Digital content appears real in your world. And for the very first time, the size of the screen is no longer tied to the physical size of the product. So how do you interact? Well, just like in the real world, you interact by naturally looking at what you're engaged in. Your eyes and a simple tap for input. And that leaves your hands free to perform tasks in the real world. Cameras and sensors map the environment to meld digital into your physical space, whether you're at the office or in the field. With all of this data, security is paramount. And we've developed our most secure biometric authentication, Optic ID, which uses the uniqueness of the iris to grant access to the system. We've been working with partners like SAP to ensure only authorized users can view confidential content privately. And because it's a personal screen, you can do it without somebody looking over your shoulder. And Apple Vision Pro is the first spatial computer that's ready for enterprise. Let's start with the infinite canvas. You can customize your workspace based on a specific use case, and you can bring in content or apps from anywhere. Today, it includes apps like SAP Mobile Start and SAP Analytics Cloud App. You could create a spatial boardroom to visualize your entire enterprise and interact with both 2D and 3D data elements. And with hyper-realistic digital twins from Nvidia Omniverse, combined with data and insights from SAP, your projects truly come to life. And now with FaceTime, we can deliver collaboration like you are there together. We've created authentic digital representations of you called a persona, and it gives you natural communication as if you are in the same room. Spatial personas plus BTP enable collaboration with SAP content for your distributed workforce. And personas and many unique capabilities are possible thanks to AI. Partners like SAP are bringing together AI and spatial computing.
And that's right. We're thrilled, of course, to announce that we're going to take it a next step further, and we're now going to bring Joule to Vision Pro later this year. It's literally SAP in the palm of your hands. And it's not just Vision Pro. With the upcoming update of SAP Mobile Start, we're going to bring Joule to the iPhone, the iPad, and even the Apple Watch, if you can believe it. And everything we're doing together with Apple is built on that foundation of SAP's BTP, right? And from iOS to watchOS to the new Vision OS, its pro-code capabilities gives every SAP customer the ability to build their own SAP apps on the Vision Pro. Now, Mike, of course, we're not just partners. Obviously, Apple also uses SAP to run their finances, operations, even big aspects of your store as well. But I know you're a huge BTP user internally. So I'd love to hear a little bit about how that works.
Sure, absolutely. So SAP is at the heart of the infrastructure that runs Apple. It's behind every new iPhone that we ship to you and your families, and we use it to power every aspect of our business. We go to BTP first for new integrations or app use cases. You know, the platform's so easy and powerful to use. Our teams have been able to build new mission-critical apps 40% faster. And we have over 69 live projects. BTP reaches over 60,000 Apple employees securely and with the highest level of performance.
That's amazing. Now, I think I'm not alone to say when I walk in that Apple store, it's kind of this magical feeling. And I know so many aspects of that, again, are running within the BTP and SAP software. So how does that look in the store?
Yeah, absolutely. So BTP is essential to how we run Apple stores. You know, we have over 20,000 employees using BTP across our over 500 Apple stores worldwide. And we've built many apps that are used in the store for inventory, delivery, and even an app that refreshes all of our demo devices every single night. With over 25 product launches per year, we need a solid platform, and we want to make sure that everything goes perfectly.
It has to, right, to deliver that experience. So it is really, truly incredible to see how Apple can really bring out its best with SAP. Thank you so much for being an amazing customer and a fantastic partner, Mike. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Julia.
Yeah, Jürgen, Apple running on BTP, as broad as they can. What a story. So, the key takeaway for every CIO, SAP will not only deliver new innovation like business AI, but we are also your guide to ensure we deliver the expected business outcomes for your business. Let's move on to the next persona, the Chief Operating Officer. The world we are living in is full of tensions. And as a consequence, 97% of our supply chains got disrupted in the last 2 years. At the same time, supply chains need to become more flexible to serve the personalized needs of your consumers. Next-day delivery is key in many industries to improve customer experience. The COO is responsible to deliver a resilient supply chain and oversees operations across the enterprise. And SAP is on the side as the world's supply chain one on SAP. The SAP portfolio covers the end-to-end supply chain from design to operate. And with the business network, we are connecting millions of suppliers across the supply chain of each industry. With generative AI, we are further increasing now the resiliency and enabling autonomous supply chains with Joule as your interactive supply chain advisor. With Google Cloud, our great partner, we are enabling our customers to incorporate contextualized data into their supply chain. Now, let's have a look at this in action. Over to you, Dia.
Facing supply chain disruptions, And it makes me wonder, in the massive crowd today, how many of you have faced a delay of an online order at home? It happened to all of us. It happened to me too. But what if I can tell you that we can reduce those delays dramatically? And with AI, we could enable a resilient supply chain that could sense, orchestrate, and respond to short-term disruption events intelligently. Let me show you how. Now, imagine you're a supply chain planner. You're responsible for a product line of a vacuum cleaner. You wake up in the morning and you have a full view of your supply chain. You can see here on the left side that it signals external marketing campaigns coming from social media, which translates into an augmented demand. From the green line, the demand is spiking, which is fantastic. But at the same time, it also senses disruption events that are happening at my supplier side. Now, that's quite worrying. I have to call the suppliers. It will take days and weeks to mitigate that disruption. But now I don't really have to worry because we have Joule, and all what I have to do is to ask to give me more details about the disruption. So here it comes back. It's already smart enough. It senses also the disruption event, and it tells me that there has been a flood, a natural disaster that impacted my supplier. The sensor component will not arrive, and my production is disrupted. It also proactively proposes to navigate into SAP integrated business planning to see what is the impact on the rest of my supply chain. So here I can see the top impacted customers, like Ultramart, for example, the overall revenue at risk. And there seem to be only 2 weeks of safety stock. That's quite worrying. We have to find an alternative supplier. But now with Joule, it's smart enough, we can only ask actually to give recommendations of an alternative suppliers. And here it comes back. It also knows what's important to me. That's sustainability gold rating, that's procurement cost, that's delivery time. I can navigate from one supplier to another. It reflects here on the map on the left side. And just for the sake of time, because I need to get off the stage, I will ask Joule to give me the best recommendation out of those suppliers and to create a scenario. And here it comes back. It proposes to work with Make Sense. It says also that the delivery will be on time, and it has a gold sustainability rating. So I'm going to accept that, and my acceptance now implies that there's no more impacted customers, there's no more revenue at risk, and there's no more stockouts. And with that, we showcased a first step towards an autonomous supply chain that could sense, orchestrate, and respond to short-term disruption events intelligently. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Dia. I saw that last week, and I asked him to come on stage, because it shows so well how AI embedded in our solutions can really make an impact on your business. Let's turn now to the CFO. Dominic, you would agree that the CFO plays an important role in these turbulent times. While CEOs sometimes look more after the top line, the CFOs, they need to keep the balance sheet and the P&L intact, both from a top and a bottom line perspective. What are the focus areas of a modern finance organization? First, it's all about the end-to-end real-time steering and planning in these turbulent times. It's also about the financial and non-financial reporting, like ESG, to help you to grow your business sustainable, but as well as profitable. It's also about cash flow optimization, to optimize your CapEx. And of course, last but not least, it's also about spend management to optimize your P&L. Now, let's see how SAP can help you do that. Please welcome with me on stage Etosha, our Chief Marketing Solutions Officer for SAP Spend Management.
Thank you, Christian. Now, more than ever, CFOs need to be prepared for change. And this is where SAP Analytics Cloud plays a key role. AI has revolutionized planning activities, but especially XP&A, or Extended Planning and Analysis. XP&A extends financial planning and analysis across all departments. So HR, sales, and supply chain are in lockstep with finance across the organization to improve performance. It unifies key stakeholders to craft a plan that improves performance, aligns the organization, and prepares all departments for change. AI improves efficiency and reduces costs by automating tasks such as invoice matching and compliance verification, as well as increased accuracy of the forecast of critical financial information. More importantly, because it is not bound by one company's data, AI can leverage external market drivers such as inflation, GDP, or other industry-specific KPIs to provide greater insights that would otherwise be hidden. And companies are seeing results. Embecta is one of the largest pure-play diabetes care companies in the world, empowering people with diabetes to live their best life through innovative solutions, partnerships, and the passion of approximately 2,000 employees around the globe. They chose SAP to help them in a period of great change to set them up for success. To tell us more, please welcome on stage the CEO of Embecta, Devdatt Kurdikar.
Good morning. Thank you for this opportunity to speak about Embecta and how our partnership with SAP impacts us, but more importantly, the people that we serve. Embecta is a company that's focused on developing and providing solutions that make life better for people living with diabetes, with a vision of a life unlimited by diabetes. We have been doing this for 100 years, since developing the world's first insulin injection device when we were part of Becton Dickinson. Today, we are an independent company with a large global organization, 3 manufacturing facilities around the world, and customers and channel partners in over 100 countries. And we address the needs of approximately 30 million people living with diabetes around the world. To get to where we are today, and only 2 years since our spin-off, we had to quickly assess our ERP needs and decide on the best partner for our future. We selected RISE with SAP, going live in just 17 months with our first manufacturing plant in China, plus integrated business planning and financial consolidations globally. And then, within 6 months after that, we brought our remaining manufacturing plants live in the US and Ireland, 9 new distribution centers, and the full ERP scope in the US, Canada, Europe, Middle East, Africa, and the majority of Asia. So within 23 months after our spin-off, we had 85% of our global revenue and 90% of our customer base supported on our SAP platform. When we embarked on our ERP journey, our #1 priority was ensuring the supply of our critical products to those that need them, use them, and we wanted to do this without any disruption. And to achieve this, obviously, we needed 2 things: system stability and data visibility. Having a pulse on our order cycle from entry to delivery to invoicing was key. Using SAP Analytics Cloud on top of S/4HANA that has yielded real-time information to us that is helping us stabilize quickly and manage our business effectively. We implemented S/4HANA Finance and Group Reporting to consolidate and report our financial results. And similarly, we are now gaining visibility to our key financial metrics in real time. Unifying sales, operations, and workforce data with our corporate financial plan gives us the confidence to steer our business in real time. Now, it goes without saying that we do have a world-class team at Embecta that has worked tirelessly to make this happen, working closely with SAP and our other strategic partners. Let me end with this. Shortly after we had the spin-off, we had a corporate event where all of embecta's regional leaders were present. We asked one of them, a person who lives with diabetes, what she wished for, if there was one thing she could wish for. She said that the one thing she would wish for is to just go through one day, just one day, without having to think about diabetes or how she was going to care for herself. And that is our vision, helping people like her live a life unlimited by diabetes. And that's why we appreciate having partners like SAP and why I am happy to be here today to share our journey. Because SAP has allowed us to focus on carrying out our mission and vision, knowing that our business processes and systems are in good hands. Our partnership with SAP has allowed us to increase our impact on people living with diabetes. Thank you.
Thank you, Dev. It's so inspiring to hear how embecta is making that vision a reality, and to hear how SAP solutions are making it possible. Now, as Christian mentioned, spend management is another key focus for the CFO. Businesses are rapidly digitizing procurement and generating data at an unprecedented pace. But this mountain of raw data is fragmented and spread across multiple systems, leaving valuable insights and opportunities undiscovered. The ever-growing complexity of a modern enterprise requires not only a unified view of data across all categories of spend, but also actionable insights. SAP has the tools to make your data work for you, not against you. AI-powered spend management solutions bring order to chaos. Over 1,400 customers already have access to AI-powered features in our advanced user experiences, such as SAP Ariba Guided Buying, which uses historical purchase data combined with SAP Business AI to recommend alternative catalog items, driving more spend to your preferred suppliers. And in SAP Ariba Sourcing, we find that customers such as Constellation Brands have been able to reduce the time to create a sourcing event by up to 50% by leveraging AI that turns Excel files into sourcing event line items without the need for strict formatting. More recently, SAP Ariba Category Management leverages generative AI with external market data to instantly create parts of the category strategy, such as market dynamics and category segmentation, reducing a process that can take days or even weeks down to one click. And we're not finished. We are bringing to the market SAP Spend Control Tower, a holistic view of spend data from across all sources with AI-powered enrichment and harmonization that turns raw data into actionable insights. Native integration with S4 means rapid time to value, while AI mines the enriched data, surfacing opportunities to reduce both costs and supply chain risk. Integration to SAP DataSphere, which is coming later this year, makes SAP Spend Control Tower a natural fit in your data landscape. This clean, consolidated data is the foundation of optimal AI performance across the entire spend cycle. For example, let's say that you're a consumer products company that leverages SAP Spend Control Tower along with the entire SAP Ariba suite. Enriched, pre-filtered data is automatically populated into SAP Ariba Category Management, where Gen AI kickstarts your category strategy. SAP Business AI surfaces category-specific opportunities directly in category management. And users then can use those insights to create a sourcing event using Joule without ever having to leave the category management UI. With SAP Business AI and solutions like SAP Ariba Sourcing, SAP Ariba Category Management, and SAP Spend Control Tower, you not only have end-to-end visibility across spend, but also actionable insights and recommendations to bring your business outcomes to life. With all of these announcements and new AI capabilities, we are committed to enabling CFOs to have the visibility they need to turn accurate insights into action faster than ever before. Now, back to you, Julia.
All right, let's talk about the role of the CHRO. We're applying Gen AI to enable you to hire, retain, and develop the best workforce in your industry and to get efficiencies within HR as well. Now, for customers like Jerusalem Assets, the impact has been remarkable. Since implementing Gen AI capabilities, the recruiting process has gone from just weeks from months, significantly reduction. And we're seeing actually across companies, when you apply Gen AI to HR, you're seeing up to 30% productivity gains. Really big opportunities here. Now, over the past year, we've continued to introduce new AI capabilities across the entire SuccessFactors HCM suite. Combined with our redesigned user interface, we're delivering a modern consumer-grade experience for every employee and unlocking new levels of productivity. But of course, we're not stopping there. Today, we're announcing new Gen AI capabilities across SuccessFactors. All are available today. We have skills matching for attracting and hiring talent, compensation insights, what helps managers have informed and effective compensation discussions with their employees, and new writing assistants to help employees write meaningful goals. And with Joule and SuccessFactors, employees can ask HR policy questions and get relevant and reliable responses. But of course, people have to be in the center of all of our innovations. Because there's no technology advancement, there's no use for technology without people. And we're so lucky to have the skills, the know-how to help make the world better and improve people's lives through the technology we deliver. So before I hand it back to Christian to wrap us up, I want to take a look at how SAP and customers like all of you with us here today can make the world better, one order by order.
Our purpose isn't hyperbole. It's a call to action, a way to show that even the smallest of actions can make a real impact, to make things better. Today, SAP's business network includes thousands of social enterprises that can help you deliver on your social and environmental goals. For example, buying from Tony's Chocolonely means you'll know your treats were sourced from cocoa farmers earning a living wage. Your reusable takeout containers from Vital will help eliminate single-use plastics. And your coffee from Change Please will provide job training to people experiencing homelessness. If each of us chose to do business with a social enterprise, the small changes we make today will lead to exponential outcomes tomorrow, bringing out the best in all of us. Bring out your best.
Over the last hour, we've heard from customers and partners how our integrated portfolio is helping millions of users and our over 400,000 customers to bring out their best. Tech leaders like Amazon, Microsoft, Nvidia, and Apple are great partners to us, but also have one thing in common. They all run on SAP. We talked about AI, and you can see that we are not developing AI just for the sake of AI. Our vision at SAP is to leverage our holistic portfolio to deliver agility at scale, meaning increasing the productivity of every user and business process, to achieve more across the value chain by connecting the material, the financial, and the logistic workflows across the industries via our business network, and to enable you to run a sustainable business by making ESG transparent and make holistic decisions to drive sustainable as well as profitable growth. We at SAP, we are proud that our technology is helping the world to run better and improve people's lives. And you have my personal commitment. We will continue to listen to your needs. We will continue to deliver great innovations. And we have skin in the game to deliver great outcomes for your company more than ever before. For now, enjoy the upcoming days. Make the most out of Sapphire. Connect with us, with other customers and our partners. Get inspired by how business AI can revolutionize your company. On behalf of all of us at SAP, thank you.